Hi all, this is Professor Wright coming with our first video for Bio 230 where I mostly just want to talk about logistics. So let me start this for you now and I'll upload all of these slides. We were given the very great advice from other faculty to treat this as a new course. So the old Bio 230 that we knew is gone and now we are starting a new Bio 230. And I'm going to be approaching this week by week. So we are in week 1 of Bio 230, and we are in module 1, which is just us focusing on logistics, or how are we going to do what we're going to do. So what is happening right now? And what's happening is that we are spread out all over the planet. We're worried about our health. We don't have access to the resources that we used to have on campus, and now we have unexpected household responsibilities. So what should we do about that? And I want to be very, very clear that our top priority is everyone's mental and physical health. And everything else is second to that because we can't succeed in anything if we're not healthy and happy. So at any point, if you feel like you are needing to step back to focus on your health, then please stay in contact with us and let us know. But part of that being healthy, I think, is keeping some part of our normal lives. And for us, the part of our normal lives that I can be engaged with in you is this class. So how can we continue this class and have some control over our normal lives? Here is our big plan, and I'm going to walk through these step by step. But just so you know, we're really focusing on distilling the course content, and that means focusing on the key things that we want you to know, acknowledging the fact that we are not going to cover as much content as we had planned if this course had been able to play out as we hoped it would in a normal semester. We're going to be relying heavily on pre-recorded lectures. We are going to be using online quizzes. I'm going to give myself a little pointer. That provide you with immediate feedback so you can work at your own pace, but also get feedback as if I were in the room with you. We're going to have really flexible timing throughout the 5 weeks of this course so that not everyone has to be working at the same time because it just seems like that would be impossible. We are reducing the amount of mandatory group work. Based on the survey we got from y'all, it did look like you like your groups, you want to keep working together. We encourage that you keep working together. Unfortunately, there are just a lot of logistical constraints that we think will make that very challenging. So we are reducing the amount of work that we expect you to do as a group. Again, still encouraging that you stay in touch with your study teammates and talk to your friends. That being said, the final project, the team-based writing assignment, is going to stay pretty similar because y'all have done most of the hard work already. You've written the proposal, you've worked on the annotated bibliography, so I think we're in good shape for that to stay pretty similar. Because you're not getting 4 times a week face-to-face contact with me, I am opening up some additional virtual office hours and hoping that you're going to make appointments with me as well. And we also have these revised requirements for engagement in the course. And what we mean by that is we define engagement at the beginning of the course, but obviously a lot has changed. So we'll talk about what's new. And then also we just want everyone to stay in touch. So by distilled course content, what I mean is that, well, we removed an entire week of course from the schedule, right? To have this extended spring break. So that's automatically some content that we're not going to get to. We also need to remove content to make this manageable because we have a lot of things on our plate right now, all of us, and I really do not want this course to be a burden for you. So we're obviously not going to be delivering 3 75-minute lectures per week like we were doing in the first half of the semester. That's just too much for you to do on your own. So what we've done instead is identified the key ideas in genetics that we want you to know, and we're focusing on those. And the way that this content will be delivered to you is through these pre-recorded lectures. I will either find them or create them. There are lots of beautiful lectures that are already made out there that I'm finding and I'm really excited about. And if I can't find one that I like and that is short enough, I really don't want you sitting in front of a screen for more than 20 minutes watching a video, then I will make them myself. They probably won't be as pretty as the professionals, but I will try my best. And I'll post links to all of these videos for you to stream them on Moodle. You shouldn't have to download them, but I will also be mindful of the file size in case you do have to download them. Like say, you only have access to the internet for a certain amount of time each day. You just want to download things and then go back to your offline life to watch them. I will really try to make that work. And I am also creating materials to accompany these videos. Like, you remember how we had the lecture questions in class? So, we'd pause lecture and say, okay, talk to your neighbor and do things like that. So these quizzes that I'm making for you and these materials are gonna serve that purpose. And I'll show you some examples of those later. And although these lectures are pre-recorded, you can do them on your own time. I really recommend setting time aside in your schedule to do all of this and then stick to that schedule for 5 weeks. So if it makes sense to you to just block off Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 10:50 Eastern time, then try to stick with that. That's what we as faculty have been advised to do if we were planning on doing anything live, is sticking to our old time slots for the course, just to keep a schedule. So the big workhorse for this course from now on are going to be these online quizzes. So you watch a video and then I've made a quiz to accompany it and it's posted on Moodle, and then you complete that quiz that accompanies the video. So you can answer these questions while you're watching the video or maybe after you're watching the video. And the benefit of these quizzes is that you get immediate feedback about your answers. So I have made the questions and I wrote little hints that you can get, or let's say that you select the wrong answer, then I write feedback about why that's the wrong answer and try to direct you towards the right answer. So because we're all doing these at different times, I can't immediately grade every single quiz, but you should be able to get immediate feedback from me as if that is what I were doing. And as far as your grade goes, these quizzes take the place of problem sets. There are no more problem sets moving forward. We have removed problem sets 7 through 10 from the course website, and your grade will be replaced with these quiz grades. More on that too. Again, like I said, flexible timing is a key feature of this course. So instead of these individual lectures, I'm presenting this content as 5 week-long modules. So for example, I will have some videos and quizzes for the week posted by 9 a.m. Eastern Time on Monday. Those quizzes will be due, so you would complete them by that following Friday at 5 p.m. And you can work at your own pace throughout the week. If you want to do them all on Monday, great. If you want to do them all on Friday, great. I just really do ask that we stick to the schedule as best as we can, because I'm going to be looking at all of those quiz results on Friday. And then I spend the weekend making new material for the following week. And I want to do it this way because that's the only way that I get feedback from y'all. Because if we were in the classroom, y'all never got to see this, but I prefer to teach on the board. And I like to teach on the board because, I write something and then I turn around and I look at the students, and y'all are either making faces like smiling and nodding, or making faces like, what is she talking about? And that's a really important feedback for me, because if I'm getting the what is she talking about type face, I know that I need to go back over something, that I did a really bad job explaining it. And I don't get to see your smiling or confused faces anymore. So what I really need are these quiz results by Friday, because then I see, oh, hey, everyone, missed question 3. So on Monday, I really need to post a video that goes back over question 3. Hopefully that makes sense. Like I said, we are reducing the amount of mandatory group work. So we're not meeting as discussion sections anymore. It's just not feasible for us to have these scheduled virtual meetings with 20 people in them that can all meet at the same time. And even if it were feasible, it's really not that effective, I don't think. I would rather that you work on solving the problems and meeting individually with me if that's what you want to do. And that being said, we're not assigning these weekly problem sets in the format that you are familiar with as what we used in the first half of the course. So instead of the problem sets, you're going to be doing these online quizzes after watching the videos, and that's like doing a problem set. And just realizing that group meetings are difficult to arrange, we're not requiring for you to do these quizzes as a study team, but we still encourage the teamwork. And of course, teamwork here meaning if you and your study teammate want to find a time and say, hey, can we FaceTime or Google Meet, whatever you want to do, and kind of go through these quiz questions together, that's totally okay with us. The only thing that we're really asking that you not do that would be a violation of the honor code is if you say, hey, study team Matt, I finished the quiz, here are all of the answers, so you don't have to do it. And by the way, it would be really obvious if you did that, because we can see when you look at the quiz and how long it takes you to finish it. And if someone finishes it in 30 seconds, I'm going to be highly suspicious. And it's not going to be effective for your learning process either. So please work together to solve the problems, but do work together. Don't just share answers. And like I said, the final project is staying similar. Like, you've already done a large portion of this final group writing assignment, so this will continue as previously planned. I think we're still on a really good timeline, and a lot of the peer editing doesn't have to happen live. You don't have to find a time when you can both Skype or FaceTime or whatever. You can just share the document with one another and then get feedback. So I do think that this is going to work as previously planned, but I will be in touch and am welcome to hear feedback from y'all. I'm also having expanded virtual office hours. So my previous office hours of Thursday from 10 to 12 Eastern time are still happening. I'm also adding Tuesdays from 4 to 6, like a later in the afternoon. I will just be in a virtual meeting room, and the link to that will be on Moodle. So you don't have to have an appointment. You just log into this virtual meeting room and I'm going to be in it. It's just like walking into my office. Additionally, if you want to have a meeting with me, I have posted loads and loads of appointment slots on my appointment page. This is a link. So when these slides are posted, you'll be able to click this link. It's also in my email, and I'll put it on Moodle. And you don't have to email me, just click to sign up for an appointment, and then we will virtually meet to talk about whatever you need to talk about. And part of us meeting is this revised requirements for engagement. So in the first discussion section, we had this big conversation about what does it mean to engage, what is active listening, what does it mean to be a good teammate. And so you are assessing yourself on how you performed according to what we defined as engagement for the first half of the semester. But the semester's just changed too much since we created those rubrics. So we're not asking you to do a final assessment for engagement. Instead, your engagement score depends on having at least one virtual meeting with me. That's in a one-on-one. That's not just coming to my office hours. Like, we need to set up a one-on-one appointment, or at least 20 minutes. Or we could meet as a study team if you prefer that too. And again, you'll go to my appointment page to make this appointment. So just an overview of a contrast of what was then and what is now. We used to have loads of class time. It was almost 5 hours a week of in-class time. And now what I'm promising you is that I really don't want to post any more than 1 hour of videos. So this might be, let's say, 3 20-minute videos or something like that per week. And that's kind of the in-class time that you have. We used to have these lecture questions posed by the instructor in class, and now we have online quizzes that you're going to complete after or maybe while watching the videos. We used to work on problem sets during discussion, but now we don't have any problem sets, so we don't have discussion. You used to work on problem sets out of class with your study team. Oops. And now you may continue to do that, but there are no problem sets. You worked with your team on this team-based writing assignment, and you're going to continue to do that. And then finally, we had previously defined a participation by attendance and completing this self-assessment of engagement. And now participation is defined by virtually meeting with me at least one time. So what is happening next? As always, see the Moodle page for the most up-to-date deadlines and announcements, but just as an overview, for example, here's week 1. So week 1, you have problem set 6 due. That's your last problem set. It's due on Monday. You've known about this deadline for a while. The annotated bibliography is due by Monday. Again, we extended this deadline. You've known about it for a while. Exam 1 is due that week. It's due by Friday. And just as a reminder, we really don't want this to take more than 2 hours. You are welcome to spend more time on it, but we are not viewing this exam 1 as an assignment that's going to take you 2 days to complete. And then finally, you're going to be watching the Module 1 videos and completing the quizzes. These are also due by that Friday at the same time as the exam. I know this seems like a lot is due at the same time, but I want you to remember we just have to shift what we're thinking of. And remember that this class is online now. So in a normal week, you would have had problem set 6, annotated bibliography, and exam 1 due, and you also would have been coming to class. You would have been in class on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and for your discussion. And now that's 285 minutes of in-class time that we aren't requiring of you, and instead we are watching those videos and doing those quizzes. And the quizzes are really necessary because that's the only way that I get feedback from y'all. If I just posted some videos and said, here you go, well, there's no way for me to know if I'm posting the right videos, if I'm doing a good job. And there's no way for you to test your understanding of the material. So look at these less as assignments that you have to complete and more as this is your class now. This is how we're delivering the content and how we're communicating with each other. So finally, the last thing that I'm just really sad about is I'm going to miss interacting with y'all. Right now, even as I'm just talking to my computer, I am really wishing that I was talking to y'all and that, you know, there were hands shooting up all over the room asking me questions, and I'm really missing out on that. So I just want to know, how can we stay in touch, like formally and informally? It's nice to just know y'all as people too. So I'm asking, please send us emails just to check in. Like, I want to hear from you. We have the anonymous Ask a Prof board on Moodle. Please use it. We also added a stress relief forum. It's not anonymous, but please feel free to post pictures of your pets or memes or whatever you want. If you have any other ideas, please let us know. For some of the students in my lab, I created a TikTok. I might be making some TikTok videos, and y'all are gonna laugh at me, but you should send me some too, because it's really funny. I don't know, you can follow me on Twitter. Like, there's lots of ways. Like, I just want to stay connected. And I also, let's, as much as possible, have this be a lasting, continuing education experience with us. So take more classes with us. Professor Torquato is teaching immunology next semester, and I'm teaching genomics. And I can promise you that if you're feeling stressed at all about, you know, oh, I didn't get all of the content that I thought I was going to get in 230, and is that going to affect my classes downstream? I can promise you in my genomics lab, like, you have already learned enough to take that class with me. And we will be refreshing all concepts in genetics that we need to know for that class. Every student in this class right now is qualified and well prepared to take that course. So I don't want you to think that that is in any way something that your professors are worried about. We're only worried that you are happy and healthy and that we get to stay in touch with y'all. So my next video will be about taking those quizzes, and I hope it all goes well. All right, thanks. Bye.